Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Amazing news, amazing news. The pro Israel billionaire David Ellison did not end up buying Warner Bros. It ended up actually going to Netflix. Now, this is definitely one of the lesser of the two evils type of situation. Don't think a monopolization of Netflix along with Warner Bros. Is really the best thing. But honestly, I will take anything. I will take absolutely anything than another pro Israel billionaire purchasing Netflix on top of the fact that he already just purchased CBS and tossed editor in chief Barry Weiss in there, who's basically just a mouthpiece to the Israeli government. So this was just announced very, very recently. I'm just talking about yesterday. Netflix posted this. Today, Netflix announced our acquisition of Warner Bros. Together, we'll define the next century of storytelling, creating an extraordinary entertainment audience offering for audiences everywhere. The agreement values Warner Bros., Discovery Studios, and streaming assets, including HBO Max, and DC Studios, at $72 billion in equity. Warner Bros. Discovery will first spin off its news and cable networks like CNN into a separate company. Then Netflix takes over the rest, with the deal expected to close in 12 to 18 months pending approvals. Netflix co-CEOs Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters praised the content boost, while Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav called its pairing of storytelling giants. Hollywood Union raised antitrust worries and job loss fears. Theaters fretted over cinema impacts, and regulators may scrutinize the merger closely. Regardless, what I will say, save us, President Christopher Nolan, you're our only hope. In response, it's pretty funny. The Director Guild of America, led by President Christopher Nolan, plans to meet with Netflix to address major concerns regarding the streamer's acquisition of Warner Bros. I will honestly say, guys, this is one of the things where I truly do believe in the lesser of the evils types of situations, and really having to make that decision. And if we look at where we're at right now, had it end up going to David Ellison, the Ellisons would have basically controlled all of mainstream culture. That is not an exaggeration whatsoever. They would have at least controlled 80% of mainstream culture. And I'll explain this. Larry Ellison, David Ellison's father, he's also the CEO of one of the largest monitoring company in the world. If David Ellison is the most pro-Israel person you'll ever meet, he's actually the largest private donor to the IDF. So this is who David Ellison is, or Larry Ellison is. His son, Larry Ellison, basically bought out the entire entertainment space. He already, again, purchased CBS News earlier this year, tossed Barry Weiss in there, who, if you guys don't know who Barry Weiss is, this girl is such a propaganda piece for the Israeli government that she believes that she wants to have centered content and wants to represent what Americans truly think about Israel. So her plan of action is to toss every pro-Israel person in. She's routinely featured in doing interviews with individuals like Ben Shapiro. She actually just recently did a conference with Ben Shapiro. I believe it was the Jewish National Convention or some sort of Jewish Republican conference, something along the lines. And she spoke with Ben Shapiro just about a week or two ago, talking about how Israel needs to reprioritize how it portrays itself in the media, and how the media portrays Israel and Zionism and everything in general. So this is who David Ellison just went ahead and tossed in CBS's editor-in-chief. On top of that, Larry Ellison is in the midst of trying to acquire TikTok. So now you have his father purchasing TikTok, in the process of acquiring, changing the entire algorithm for Gen Z, while David Ellison at the same time was trying to acquire Netflix. You would have lived in a pro-Israel propaganda bubble, and you would have had no other outlet. So in this case, I do not care anything aside from him, anything aside from making our lives absolute hell. And it's honestly, it's a really good thing. And I hope that, any sort of concerns that people have with monopolization is taken care of. But this is such a better outcome, such a better outcome. I was actually scrolling through YouTube earlier, and I think Jank Sync with the Young Turks, he also mentioned something very, very similar. So just want to go through some of the comments here on social media. Incredible work, everybody. Again, I'm not really in supportive of this. A lot of people aren't either. Well, the industry is over. And a lot of people are also saying this because by Netflix purchasing Warner Bros, it's exactly why theaters are also super concerned and worried about this. Netflix CEO previously said that people wanted to, quote, watch movies at home rather than be in theaters. What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they'd like to watch movies at home? Thank you. The studio and the theaters are duking it out over trying to preserve this 45-day window that is completely out of step with the consumer experience of just loving a movie. So that is pretty interesting. Some people are joking here, coming soon to your inbox, updating prices to bring you more. Wouldn't be surprised, honestly. It seems like that's always kind of what happens. Netflix just bought Warner Bros. You know what that means? Netflix, Harry Potter. People are saying that because they believe Netflix is incredibly woke. So this is kind of where the humor comes, and they think that it's just another. They're just going to be pushing a lot of diversity movies. Netflix CEO announced price increases now that it owns The Wire, Sopranos, and GOT. I don't know if this is actually true now. I don't believe he actually mentioned anything about price increases. So in Variety magazine, they actually posted, and it seems like he gave a quote to them. Netflix is officially buying Warner Bros. And HBO Max in an $82.7 billion deal. That's absolutely enormous. Our mission has always been to entertain the world by combining Warner Bros. Incredible library of shows and movies, yada, 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 yada. Together, we can give audience more of what they love. Today's announcement combines two of the greatest storytelling companies, yada, yada. For more than a century, Warner Bros. Has thrilled audiences, captured the world's attention, and shaped our culture. So it will be interesting to see how this does impact the theater industry, because I mean they're cranking out movies, and now the streaming website or streaming application, whatever you call it, that has tons of movies that people watch from home. Clearly, they're going to be putting more movies on Netflix that comes out first. So it is definitely. I mean, it definitely is. It's definitely going to hurt the cinema industry in one way or another. That's no question about it. At least that's what it seems at face value. Netflix announced that it has acquired Warner Bros., including HBO Max and HBO, in a deal of $82.7 billion. Are set to join as a result. The Big Bang Theory, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, The Wizard of Oz, and the DC Universe are set to join Netflix as a result. It's pretty interesting. Netflix, by far the largest streamer, absorbing HBO Max, which is the third largest, really should set off monopoly alarm bells. Not to mention what this terrible news could have been for movie theaters, could be for movie theaters and the physical media. Again, absolutely agree with that, which is why I keep saying that it's one of the situations where it's the better of the two evils. I will stand by this. I truly believe it's the better of the two evils. There's no way living in an environment where you're just being fed Zionist propaganda, not as if Netflix is pro-Palestine propaganda whatsoever to the least bit. But again, if you're really comparing one or another, I personally think this is just the better of the two evils. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and go ahead and click the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up as well. It helps my channel grow and reach more people. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.